Welcome guys to the new CloverTac channel. As you probably noticed on the channel, there were some other videos that have been uploaded. Those were videos that were previously on another channel I had, and I created this CloverTac channel basically to house all of the videos that are firearm related, shooting sports, hunting, outdoors, that sort of thing. If you've read the description, you can see that I am heavily involved in youth shooting sports. Some of the stuff, like the video we'll be going over today, is going to be geared more toward that type of thing. We're going to start off today with safety. I think that's a fitting place to start with the first video for this channel. So we're going to go through some things. My action is open here. Obviously no round in the chamber. The magazine has been removed and the safety's on. Firearm is pointed in a safe direction. When handling firearms, the first thing is safety. So now that we know everything is safe, let's start talking about the subject for the day. What we're going to be talking about today is clear chamber indicators, or chamber flags, or safety flags. We call them different things. Normally I refer to them as chamber flags, and why they're a good added safety measure. And then we're going to go into a couple of styles of them real quick, and how you can make those. You notice we have one in this rifle now, and if I pull it out, you can quickly tell it's a piece of weed eater line tied in a knot on one end. Very basic, very low cost. Most clubs, ranges, things like that, they'll start out this route. We did, and it serves a couple of purposes. The most important thing about a chamber flag is that other people can visually see that your firearm is secure. I went through, made sure the action was open, made sure that there wasn't a round in the chamber, the magazine's out, the safety zone is pointed in a safe direction. Somebody walking down the firing line doesn't necessarily know that. They may not be able to get a good view and see. Something hanging out the side of the receiver like this, it's pretty obvious that that firearm is not ready to fire in any way. The weed eater line has a couple of drawbacks. We'll talk about those real quick. First of all is the putting the knot in it. There's some other ways to do this. I'm sure other folks have probably come up with a better way, but this is real easy to come untied. In the event that it does, it could slide all the way down the barrel, it could fall out, it could do several things. The other issue that we've had is with storage. It wants to curl up, it gets hung in the hinges on your case. There's all kinds of things that I don't like about the weed eater line. Probably the number one thing that gets me is, in the event, especially with an automatic like this rifle, in the event that this bolt releases, gets dropped, notice it'll slam the line, and this line's already got a few nicks in it. It's possible that if that bolt drops somehow, it could cut this line. Notice it's already nicked it here. And the part that actually hangs out, that's visible for everybody, could fall on the table, fall on the ground, and then you essentially have a bolt that is not quite all the way forward, but it's forward enough that it looks like it's closed, and that could be an issue. So, what we have come up with, and a lot of people use this method, is the zip tie method. Notice that you've got more area hanging out here. When we slide this one in, it actually sticks straight out. It's not curled up. It's not going to fall down into the receiver, that sort of thing. There's no way. Also, as before with the weed eater screening, if the bolt does drop, this type of a chamber flag will hold the bolt further away from the chamber. You can still, from a distance, you can see that's definitely open. There's something in it. And you don't really have to worry about it snapping or breaking or cutting this. And the reason is it's going to hit this surface with the bolt. This here's in your chamber. This is a real solid setup right here. It's not going to snap or break. So let's put our flag back in, and let me show you real quickly how to make these chamber flags out of zip ties. Okay, really basic, doesn't require a lot. The way that I make them and the setup I like to use, need a pair of pliers, a pair of scissors, and zip ties. Harbor Freight's a good place to buy them. My preference is colored. The black and the white tend to blend in with the bolt and the action and the rifle, whereas the color seems to stand out a little more, be a little more visible. Red screens, yellows, all good colors. And what you're going to do is you're going to slide this one zip tie into the other, like so, and notice it's locked in good. You flip it around, you'll turn this in, and you'll run it through the other zip tie, like so. Now, when you do this, you want to go just a few clicks in to lock it. You don't want to run it real far. The reason is you want a lot of zip tie hanging out the side. That way it's good and visible. So we'll pull that through a few clicks, like so. Now, the pliers come into play here, because what I like to do is take, or this is more of a U, like it is, I like to pinch this to where it is more of a V. And I'll show you the reasoning for that here in just a second. So we'll press that into a V. We will cut our excess off at the end. And that quickly we have a chamber flag. It lays flat, it stores flat. It's easy to leave in the rifle or pistol, for that matter. Work great for pistols too. Now let me show you why I had said that I do not like leaving it as a U. And the reason is this. Okay, it's clicked in, it's a U. When you go to insert this, it's really easy, if it's a U, to click that, make that click into this just a little further each time. Each time you put it in, it'll roll on you. And before you know it, you've got no space left. Now, is that a huge deal? No, it's not a huge deal, because you can go in here. If anybody's ever released a zip tie before, you can bend this back, you can pull it out a little ways. The problem with that, the more you bend this to pull it back out, the less it's going to lock in the future, the easier it's going to slide through. So I find it easier to pinch this, and it doesn't have a rolling effect to it when you slide it in. Okay guys, in summary, we're talking about the chamber flags, safety. Once you've went over MAT, which is an acronym for those of you that are in shooting sports, MAT is muzzle, action, trigger. We've made sure the muzzle's in a safe direction, made sure the action is open and clear, and we do not have our fingers on the trigger. we've gone through that. Chamber flags just add that extra element of safety for others. Okay, visibly somebody can see that's in there. They also, in the event that this bolt gets dropped, keeps that firearm from going into battery and being able to fire. I want to thank you guys for being with us on this first video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Always happy to hear from other youth shooting sports organizations across the country. Talk about some of the methods and things that you guys use and that work well in your clubs. And until next time, happy shooting, guys.